Turn it around.
Nope, I can't.
We are live, but it's facing the wrong way, top left corner. And our camera girl is having problems. I can come in front of it. Time out.
On the back.
Stop streaming. No. There we go. All right. We got it right now. You have to move it back a little bit. Little technical difficulty there. Get the rolling here. Get it rolling. How y'all doing? Good deal. How we looking there, camera lady? Well, as you know, I'm Captain Jimbo. This is Captain Jim Keith. We are Keith Boyz Outdoors. Saltwater assassin fishing charters all in one. But welcome to the first episode. Had a little hiccup there and had our camera facing the wrong way when we went live, but hopefully from now on we'll have it fixed. And we also don't have our mics tonight because I got a new phone and they're not able to plug into it. So I'm sorry about that, but by next week we'll have it done. A little rundown on what went on this past week, fishing report wise. I've been up in the creeks in the airboat catching a lot of little redfish, a lot of small ones, like a whole bunch, catching probably 50 to 60 a day. And then a few keepers mixed in, not a whole lot of keepers, but a few keepers mixed in, and then also catching a few trout. Using live shrimp, cut mullet is still really good this time of year. What we do is we just downsize the piece of mullet a little bit smaller, and you can catch them on those. And also on mud minnows, some people call them a creek chub, but it's been blowing this whole week. It blew over in Cedar Key, and having the airboat just allows me to get up in the creeks and fish and not be affected as much by the wind.
I had to cancel my trips that are out there on the flats. It's just so windy, and it's not very fun when it's windy. We could have probably done it, but the people don't want to fool with all that wind. And lots of times our customers don't want to put up with all that. But anyway,
you did make it out there one day.
Yeah,
How did you do that day?
We caught some trout. We went out there and caught a nice mess of trout. Customers were happy, and couldn't done it without the power poles. I want to plug in the power poles we have on our boat and the airboat too. If you don't have a power poles on your boat, man, you're missing out. They'll spoil you. We use them a lot in that heavy wind and stuff. All you just peg down, man, right there, power pole down, and you can just fish a spot and then pick them up, drift a little bit, fish a spot, put them down and move on from there. And it just allows you to fish in that windy condition.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't realize how to utilize them.
Right.
And we talk about that all the time. People, I don't know if I need a power pole because I don't redfish or, or the fishing I do, but they're very handy, on windy days, even if it's deep.
Yeah.
And deeper than what your power poles are holding, you can just put them down and they'll just slow you down. They'll drag. And it really helps. I use that on the airboat to help kind of control myself a little bit drifting. Just a little bit. You don't have to extend it all the way.
Yeah.
And it helps. And also docking.
Yeah.
Pulling up to the dock, you pull up there, you ain't got to worry about the boat running away from you.
Unloading your boat. You just lay it down and float off and hit your button, watch it, and power pole down, and it'll stay right beside the dock. You can back your boat right in beside the dock, power pole down, and just there, you can come in and step right in on the boat. So there's all kind of ways. It's a really, really nice tool for
really nice
power pole.
And then also the new Power Pole Move trolling motor.
Ooh, man.
It's sick. I'm running one on my Skeeter on the saltwater boat, and Captain Jim has
one on the Gambler.
He's got the ZR on the Gambler, and it is awesome.
Yeah, it's just phenomenal on the water, and it'll push your weight behind the boat. You turn that thing on 36 volts and high, it's going.
A lot of people talk about how expensive they are, and they're just super expensive, and I don't know if it's really worth it. Well, I'll tell you what you pay for. What you pay for is the backing behind you when you have that product.
Yeah.
If you have a problem, you call Power Pole Direct.
Got the best service.
You get them. You're gonna have a part if anything breaks. I mean, the service is phenomenal.
Great product.
We can't speak highly enough about it.
Yep.
What's going on with freshwater?
Well, fish some of the lakes here. Speckled perch are biting real good. I saw on Facebook, a lot of my friends on Facebook catching them. down, we got all these local lakes, Orange Lake, Noonan's Lake, La Clusa, Lake Russo. These fish were moving in to spawn, and then we had this cold front, and then they backed out on deeper water. And then I know when the water temperature starts to come up again, they're gonna, in the next moon phase, they're gonna move back up into shallows and start spawning again. We caught a lot of females and males up in the pads, and then on some of the lakes, the deeper lakes, we were catching them out in 27 foot of water. I was using the active target there and moving around and seeing the schools of shad and the specks on the bottom and pitching to them and catching them that way.
Pretty
So
crazy.
it's neat, and I was in 3 foot of water, and I could spot where the fish are, and I just tell the customers, cast right over there, and they catch it over there and hook up with them. So it's a really
Really
neat
awesome.
tool.
Yeah. That's the active target he's talking about, made by Lowrance. It's
Yeah.
pretty special.
Yeah, it's forward facing
Yeah.
sonar. The Garmin and Humminbird and Lowrance, all these make them for that, and they're really neat.
It's a neat
Really
product.
neat, another neat tool.
Yeah.
But we go back to our fishing report. We're catching them out on the flats, and there's holes in the shallow water. You fish holes, low tides, and we catch them on jigs underneath the cork.
Old B-52
I was
still
told
rocking.
They were hitting it underneath the cork. My customers had them throwing the corks. They were catching them. I pick up a jig and throw it out there because I like to fish variety. I like to see what they're hitting best, and they were nailing the jigs underneath the cork best. Oh, they like that. And I already got a hit on casting a jig. And I said, well, and they were catching them. So that tells you right there you can pick out what the fish really like when they get in. But we caught a lot of fish, and
And we'll talk about
Yep.
that too.
okay. I'll
So,
let you go with that.
I'm gonna let him get right back to it, but I'm just gonna mention Friday we were up in the creek and I had one customer with me and Captain Jim wasn't fishing, so I was like, hey, come go with me in the airboat. Let's go and just have some fun together.
Yep.
And
I
we
tried to
don't
cancel because of the
yeah,
wind.
because of the wind, and we don't get to fish a whole lot together anymore. So he came with me, and what it allows him to do is just fish while I do what we do on the boat. Work with customers. So he picked up a new product that came out this last year from Saltwater Assassin and Bass Assassin. It's for fresh and salt. It's a pretty neat little product. And when we first saw it, we're like, all right, it's just another thing. Well, the sea shad is our go-to. Okay, it's got the swimming tail. This is in the glow color. And if you talk to us, we carry 3 colors on our boat. Glow, which is this is in the sea shad, a green moon, looks like this, and stinky pink, this is this, right here, okay? That's the 3 we're gonna suggest you. Now, if you ask Captain Stephen what color the fish are biting, he's gonna tell you anything that's white, okay? That's where this comes from, okay? He's a huge believer in these 2 colors, and we are too, they work. That's a staple on our boat. But, when they come out with this new product, Robin sent us some, and we're like, okay, we'll try them. Well, I'll let Captain Jim tell you how it went.
Yep. Well, they were throwing a mullet and shrimp there on the bottom like most airboat fishermen do. But I like to cast a jig, and Jimbo does too, and he knows they'll hit them. So we had the little P&V. The Bass Assassin come out with this little P&V, and this is the lure we're talking about. And I was going to share this with you.
Addie's going to show it to you right here, our camera
What it
lady.
looks like. That's the green moon color, P&V in the little green moon color. And notice the hook, the head there. That is a Ned rig head that Cast Kings come out with. One of our sponsors, a rod and reel tackle, a little bit of tackle they have, but it's the Ned rig head. And it comes in 1/8 ounce and 16 ounce jig head. And they call it, and that makes a really neat Ned rig, which is good for freshwater and saltwater. And when I was in the airboat, I started throwing this little P&V, and the redfish were about every cast I'd catch in one.
And it didn't matter what color.
And they loved the little gold color. Redfish like gold. And anyway, I was throwing. They have all different colors. I haven't got a favorite one yet. But they've got the green glass minnow, and then the green moon. Then they've got the skull flake. I don't remember what they call this color, but Anyway, they got a bunch of them. You need to check the little P&V out.
Check out the
Tell me.
PV. It's got a cool little action when it falls. It kind of spins.
We use them under the corks too.
Yeah.
Under the corks, and you can cast them jig. They bounce around. They look like a little shrimp. But the bass love them too. It's the Ned rig, and this rig right here that Cast King makes. They sell in a 24 pack piece, and it's 8 or 16 ounce. I think they're like $13 for a whole 24 piece pack. And it's a pretty neat little rig, and that little P&V fits on that perfect.
Fits on the head perfect. We
Yeah,
were throwing
perfect.
it on the 1/8 ounce Bass Assassin jig head or saltwater assassin jig head is what he was throwing out there in the boat. A little stouter hook, but
Yeah.
we were talking about these hooks that are by Cast King. They're a light wire hook, so when we're airboat fishing, you get hung constant.
All
It's-
the time.
we don't even, it's rock bottom, so we don't even tie a leader on it, we tie a straight braid. And sometimes you can get a little lighter wire hook. You gotta back your drag off a little bit when you're fighting a fish, but when you get hung, you can just hold the spool and pull it easy, and it'll bend the hook out and come loose. And then you just take your pliers and bend it back. And you get way more usage out of the jig head instead of just breaking it off. You don't lose so many. So what ends up happening is we buy a whole bunch of cheap jig heads just to use red fishing in the winter. But we were talking about these Mad Bait ones by Cast King. So we start using these maybe when we're using even shrimp, using our live shrimp or a little small piece of cut mullet or a mud minnow. Maybe we could bend these out, with our braid.
Yeah, just back off on your drag.
When you're
for
fighting
your
fish.
and you don't like to horse them all the time.
So, because they're really
Play 'em
not
a little bit.
nothing for them to wrap up on necessarily.
Yeah.
But you play them a little bit and you can get wild with the lighter wire hook.
Yeah.
It's a pretty neat deal. But these things, they've been out for a little while, and some of the guys on the Power Pole Redfish series, the Redfish tournament, I know one guy in particular, Ron Hudson, he is using these and loving them. They're very, very awesome bait. And the fish love them. They're a small profile lure. They're only a 3-inch, I believe, is what they are.
Yeah.
The Saltwater Assassin is 3.5 inch. So the sea shad we throw is a 4-inch. And it's got a little more displacement in the water when it's swimming than what this does. This is more of you want to pop it, bounce it long, and when it falls, it spirals. This one falls a little slower because it's a bigger profile bait, and it's more of your reeling it with a lighter jig, with a lighter pop.
Got the paddle tail on.
Yeah, it's got the paddle tail. These, you want to pop them and let them fall, and you're bouncing it the whole time. That's how you really get that action out of it.
Yeah, we use the Bass Assassin jig hooks for all these lures. And Mad Bite with the Cast King come out with these Ned rig hooks, which is just a lighter wire.
It's just a lighter wire
And
hook.
they're good to throw when you're fishing around rock and stuff. You can bend this hook out. You just have to
like
set
you're
your
saying.
drag back off. But I really like I think the Bass Assassin jig hook really is one
Probably
of
the best on the
the
market.
best hooks made as far as
Whether they were sponsored or not, we actually buy our jig heads direct from AFL in Alachua. Great store, little small town store. If you've never been in there, you need to check it out.
Yep.
They are one of the particular only ones we've really found that have the bulk pack of saltwater assassin jig heads. You come 18 to a pack instead of buying like a 3-pack. You get 18 of them for like I think it's $22 and some change. Just went up, which everything has typically.
We use the quarter.
We use the quarter and the 8.
ounce.
I think they run a little heavy, so I don't think the fish matter. But the quarter always seems a little big to us.
Yeah, I
and the
fish
8,
in a little deeper water, and then the 8 in under the cork. So we always use the
sometimes we get away with a 16th on the cork. Seem to like a little slower fall on that. But what's cool about it, the 8th and the 16th have the same size hook. It's a big wide gap hook.
Strong hook.
Strong hook.
I never straightened one out.
You get the quarter ounce when it has a little wider hook, a little bigger hook. And we really like to throw it in the head, deeper water, like wintertime fishing in the Swanee, Dan May, Barnett, those places there.
Yep.
And then walk sass a little bit.
Share this product, what you got right there, Jimbo. What you got?
If you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, I posted a reel of the new Cast King Speed Demon fillet knife. This is an electric fillet knife. It's got a lithium battery. Really neat. This is their wider blade. I won't show you my Yeah, I will too. It's got some scales on it still. It's nasty as it can be. I went and grabbed it out of the boat just for the TV
Rinse
show.
that thing off once in a while,
I do. In the water and put it up. So it has never seen fresh water, so it's got a little bit of rust on it. But it comes with a neat box to put them in, to carry it in.
Carry case, yeah.
This is the battery. It's got a neat little dial on here. You push the button one time, you can see where you're charged at. One of the big questions I had when I got this knife was, okay, how long is that battery gonna hold up? You know, we got the pack I have. They have a Pro Series for, I think it's $149. Comes with 2 batteries. This is just a regular old, I don't know what the series. I think it's just a starter series or whatever. It comes with 1 battery and 2 sets of blades and the knife. I was super impressed with how long the battery actually worked. I cleaned, I don't know.
I cleaned over 50 specs with it the other day.
And never had.
Yeah,
I went on like,
charge on it.
I did like 5 or 6 trips where I was cleaning 10 to 15 trout and a few redfish mixed in there, and still was going with battery. Like, I went for a long time before I had to recharge it. The blades do come apart just like any other blade, but they have a nice carrying case right here. I'll show you. I try to keep it in this because it's really nice. And even when I take it out, I just grab the battery out of it and take it home. But it is a real nice case. Everything fits in it nicely. But it's like $140, guys. If you mess with me on Instagram or on Facebook, I will send you a code. You can get 10% off. So you get, basically you get your tax off of it. But it is a really cool product, and we have been fans of manual fillet knives.
Yes.
Never wanted, I never really said, hey, you can ask some people that was a question we get. Why don't you ever use an electric fillet knife? We always say we don't have power where we clean fish at. They came out with this one that's lithium power, and it seems to really hold up. Some of the other companies have made them, and we've talked to people that's had them. Another captain in town was using them. I won't say their name, but they're red. That tells you anything. They said they did not hold up really good. Now, I've had this one since October, I think, October, early November, and I've had 0 problems with it so far. I have not sharpened the blades yet, so I'm not 100% on how I'm gonna sharpen a serrated blade. Captain Jim said we can do it on his little automatic one.
Yeah, I had another knife, fillet knife like that, and I checked the blades, and the blades fitted in this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you get
Yeah,
a different brand.
I think.
They're probably all the same fitting in the actual.
But
knife
Cat
itself.
King makes some nice fillet knives too.
Yeah, they do.
We
They
use those too, regular fillet knives. Cause
Really.
we weren't a fan of electric fillet knives. Now I like you use an electric one on the speckled perch when I'm cleaning specks or crappie, some people call them. And it's real handy for those.
Sheephead.
Yeah.
Really
And,
good.
and redfish they do pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Redfish.
Oh yeah. It does really good redfish.
Yeah, use that bigger blade.
Yeah.
There.
It'll get right through that.
But that's
Yeah.
good.
Want to thank a few people. Cowboys Barbecue. They've reached out to us and been really gracious to us, and we want to give them a huge shout out on here. If y'all are needing any catering done, or just like a small time catering, they'll cater anywhere from 10 people up to 7,000 people. You'll see them around town. They have a huge trailer. Says Cowboys Barbecue on the side. They're fully mobile. Tommy and
cook it right
Tracy,
there, yeah.
they're
That's
awesome. They'll either cook it right there on site, or they will cook it at their house and deliver it ready to go. But they do church functions all the way up to huge concerts. He was telling me they had a 7,000 person concert they were doing it for. So it's pretty crazy what they can do with the small town hometown business and PDS airboats. Since I've got this airboat, I've had to learn a little bit because it is not our normal outboards that we've worked on our whole lives, and that Captain Jim's taught me how to work on. It is just a car motor, but there is there's a whole lot of different. And I've reached out to them, and they've helped me walk me through a lot of things. They actually build custom built airboats there. They're one-off airboats. They will custom build them for you, or whatever you want. I have to wait a little while for them because they're a small time shop, but they do a really good job. They do good work, and they've helped me out huge on getting mine the way it needs to be. If I had any problems or breakdown, like you saw on my Facebook, had a starter go out. I called him directly. He said, "Hey, you need to get this one," and he ordered me one like right then. So that's huge. And then we got, Bass Assassin, local company. Help them people out.
Yep, they've been helping us for years.
Yeah.
Robin and Teresa Shiver.
Yeah.
Good people, good family run company, and the kids work right there with them, daughter and son, and they've been awesome. And we really thank you, Robin and Teresa, for what you've done with us to help us in our classes. I've known Robin for a long time. We went way back in the bass fishing tournament, way back when the tournaments first started out. I knew Robin, but they have a good product that we have caught some fish on their plastics.
Crazy.
And done real well. We don't thank you for that. And we will probably throughout our videos we're going to share different things with you.
Next week we're going to talk about hunting because that's where we're going.
We'll give you a report.
I wish you could see the floor over here in Captain Jim's room. He's got all his hunting stuff laid out. It's like covered. We'll tell you what we're doing here. We're going off to hunt a public land hunt.
We've been doing this for several years.
It's several years. It's an annual thing we do. There's quite a bit of us that are family that go, but we got some friends that go with us. We go up to this management area, and it's a draw hunt, so nobody knows if we're even getting in. They let so many people in, so we go up there and we scout all together.
A certain amount.
And then we go and put our licenses in a draw, and you hope you get drawn. And I'm not going to tell you what management area is because I don't want y'all to go up there and make it harder for us to get in. But anyway, we go get drawn, and then we'll stay at a cheap hotel because it's just what we do. And it adds to the experience. You never know what you're going to get. And then we all hunt together and hang out. And it's just a really good time of fellowship with my uncles and nephews. And it's just fun. I think we killed 3 or 4 deer last year. But it's not about the killing. Guys, a lot of people
have primitive weapon.
They have a misconception. Bow or muzzleloading. So it's a little more difficult. But misconception of hunting, it's not just killing things. It's the fellowship. Being in the outdoors, hanging out with everybody, talking. We'll probably go down to the lake a little bit there at Lake and hang out at the campground. I won't tell you what lake it is, I'm going to give it away. But we're looking forward to that, and we'll talk a little bit about our hunt next week. I went to North Carolina hunting the week between Christmas and New Year's, saw a bunch of does, didn't see any bucks, and just didn't need the meat in the freezer, so I didn't kill any does. Got to hang out with my girls and wife and son. That was fun. Thank you, Sam and Sheila, for being so good to us up there, letting us come hang out.
I'm gonna tag along next year.
Yeah, he says he's coming next year, so we'll see what Sam says. But it's kind of what we do. We hunt and we fish, and today's Sunday. We spent the morning in church, come back home and rest, get things ready for the next work week. I think it's going to be a good deal. We kind of give our fishing reports right on this week. Looks like this week coming up, we're going to work, or I'm working, I don't know about them, but I'm working Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, weather allowing. I think tomorrow I'll be able to fish. Tuesday, I'm not sure. Wednesday looks like it's going to be blowing real bad. So if I do fish, definitely be in the airboat, and we'll probably be hiding way up some creek somewhere. If it's safe to fish, I should say.
I'll be freshwater fishing tomorrow.
Yeah, he's going to pre-fish a little bit tomorrow. He's got a tournament coming up next week.
Yeah.
On what lake?
Okay.
Secrets?
Santa Fe.
Oh, Lake Santa Fe. That's where his tournament's at. So he's going to Lake Santa Fe to pre-fish. If you see a white Suburban pulling a green and white Gambler, holler at him. That's him.
Yeah.
That's Captain Jim. That's his rig.
See a blue truck?
Yeah, blue truck, pulling an airboat. That's me. Honk, wave, say something, take a picture. Say, hey, I saw you. I'll be at Waukesasa tomorrow. So I'm going to put in at Waukesasa tomorrow and fish there instead of Cedar Key. Brings back a lot of memories fishing out of that place. I can remember as a little kid in the wintertime, me wanting to go hunting, and him saying, let's go catch a few trout for dinner. And while everybody else is hunting. And I didn't want to do it back then. But he would go, and I'd get to stay with my uncles. and he'd come back and have enough fish for all of us that can't have fish fry.
Yeah.
So there's great memories fishing out of there.
Yeah, we grew up down there, Gulf
And
Hammond,
grew up there,
Otter Creek, yeah,
but it's a pretty special place.
alright.
But thank you guys for tuning in. Not sure how many followers or how many people we got watching, but this is kind of what it's going to be like. We're going to try to go live some out on the boat. It ain't going to be at 6 o'clock. You'll have to watch our other social media pages to see when we're going to do that, but we will give you notice on that.
Yep.
We might actually throw a live video up, Keith Boyz Outdoors out there in the woods when we're out there this weekend. I hadn't ran that by Captain Jim, but who knows? Why not, right? Let you in on our whole fun trip we got. We'll be live out there and hang out and get some interviews from some of our family and uncles and let them talk a little bit, let you have some laughs. And that'd be cool, wouldn't it? What do y'all think? Let us know what y'all think about that. If we show y'all kind of what our lives are like when we're out there in the woods and having fun, just hanging out.
Yep.
So it's a family affair. We used to dog hunt a lot, and we miss that. That was a good gathering of family. So this is kind of a thing for us.
Yep.
But anyway, next week, be 6 o'clock next week here on Keith Boyz Outdoors. Thank you for tuning in.
And if you can't hear us very well, we'll try to have our mic working next time. Then we go next Sunday. We come in. So,
Yeah, follow us on Facebook, Saltwater Assassin Fishing Charters.
Yep.
On Jimmy Keith or Jimbo Keith on Facebook.
mhm.
On Instagram, I'm Captain Jimbo Jr. This is just Captain Jim Keith on his. Look us up on there. Subscribe to our YouTube page. It's right down there on the bottom of the page. Hit subscribe on there.
Subscribe don't mean it costs something. You
Yeah, it don't
subscribe to
cost
me,
nothing.
It don't cost
You ain't hurting nothing. And then
Everybody
hit
wondered about that.
on subscribe. When you subscribe on there, go on there where you can get notified when we're going to go live. That way, you'll automatically get a notification when we go live. If it's just a off chance we go live at a different time, you'll get a notification. You can pull it up on your phone right there and watch it. I follow several different pages. Salt Life's one of them I follow, and there's a couple different ones I follow, and I get notified when they post a new video or they go live. So it's really, really cool on that.
Yep.
If you get a chance, Salt Life, their new 2024 stuff just hit the market. I got the email today, so just hit the website, go on there and check it out. They got some really cool stuff coming out, and I think that's about it.
We'll be sharing some techniques
Yep.
coming on up. Our
Coming
fishing,
up.
what we do.
Maybe we can get him to tell some secrets from his bass fishing tournament when he fishes. That won't be this coming week, it'll be following week after the tournament.
Yep.
So definitely be after the tournament.
Yeah.
He might tell us a few of his secrets out there on the freshwater side of things. But
Mhm.
anyway, thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all on the flip side.
God bless.
We're not off the air yet. Addie is getting us there.
We'll see you later, and take care, and God bless you. You all.
Bear with the camera. She's working on stopping it. Spark up and see what it does.
All right, folks.
Alrighty. We had a mess up in the beginning and a mess up at the end.
We're learning.
I don't know how to stop.